Everybody, it's Matt from endsickness.org. Today I'm going to talk about how to beat hydrogen sulfide SIBO. I'm going to give you some information you don't know about this particular type of SIBO, how to starve it out, what to do with supplements, etc., and go from there. So first, let me say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. This is based on my personal experience. This is for information and educational purposes only. So let me go back to how to beat hydrogen sulfide SIBO. Okay, so hydrogen sulfide SIBO is not fed based on carbohydrates. It is fed based on sulfur, okay, which is highest in your animal products, specifically your meats, okay? And then in addition to sulfur, okay, it feeds on fat, okay, so animal fats. So you got sulfur and you got fat. Now, from what I've seen, it does not feed on plant-based fats, right? There's no evidence of that. But in terms of animal fats, that's a whole different story. Animal fats, sulfur from your meat, your chicken, things like that, those are the main sources of food for hydrogen sulfide SIBO. So you first have to starve them out. You have to first remove the animal products, remove the animal fats, and go to a higher fiber plant-based diet. And you can avoid some of the high sulfur vegetables initially, you know, but I wouldn't be going crazy about it because you have to eat foods that are going to help nourish you. So, you know, initially maybe the first week, 2-3 weeks, you know, avoid some of maybe the top 3 or 4 high sulfur plant-based foods. And then from there, just, you don't care because you've already starved it out over the course of a few weeks, and then we're working on supplements anyways to get rid of it, right? So the idea first is we got to get rid of the animal products. You got to get rid of the nuts, the gluten, the dairy, the seeds, the processed foods, the obvious things that we should be getting rid of. Once we're willing to do that and we do that, then we have it doesn't have the fuel anymore to be able to keep replicating. It doesn't matter if you eat a pear, if you eat an apple, that's not the primary source of fuel for that organism, right? So first you starve the organism out. Next thing you do is you start to get once you get stable, when you're not flaring up, you're not burping, you're not this, you're not having gas, you're not having stomach pains, whatever it is, how your SIBO manifests. At that point, and you're relatively stable, at that point, then you start to go aggressive with some supplements. And first thing you do, in my opinion, is you go with more of the fermentable fibers. You go with the prebiotics first. You go with like an acacia Senegal, you know, something like a bee propolis, something like that. That would be bee propolis is going to be more antimicrobial, and the acacia Senegal is going to be more of a prebiotic to soothe the stomach, build the good bacteria, which would resist the hydrogen sulfide SIBO, get the small intestine bacterial situation back to normal. You know, those two are probably my favorite to start off with, just to get going. And then after that, what we would do is move into some of the stronger ones, like if you could find raw colostrum, or if you could find right powdered colostrum in large enough amounts. And then the other one being beta-glucans, you know, and beta-glucans be like 1,500 milligrams on an extract. The colostrum, I'd be doing 8 ounces every other day, something like that. Doing that for a matter of a couple months by removing the irritants, by removing the actual fuel that feeds the hydrogen sulfide SIBO, and then going ahead and providing your body with prebiotics in acacia to help feed the good bacteria. Then you got the bee propolis, which is an antimicrobial and a prebiotic and an immune booster. You got that, and then we got our other mast cell modulators, which are your colostrum, you know, your beta-glucans, but they also stimulate the immune system in the stomach to remove things. So all of the supplements I use are all mast cell modulators. Every single supplement I use calms down the immune system. If it doesn't, throw it out the window. Throw it out the window because it's a waste, right? It's got to be plant-based and it has to be an immune modulator. Otherwise, I'm not using it. So back to the point, the hydrogen sulfide SIBO, once we get rid of the irritants, once we do the right supplements, you shouldn't have an issue with it in a matter of a few months. It's not that complex. If you need to go any further with it, use an olive leaf extract, or just go ahead and simply buy some olive leaves from Greece, grind them up with some inulin or some prebiotic, and then strain out the leaves and just drink the liquid. You'll have a probiotic, you'll have an antimicrobial right there, and that's probably as far as you would have to even go, quite frankly, you know. And that's it. If you got any questions on hydrogen sulfide SIBO, let me know. I mean, I had several different bacterial infections at once, had parasites, had fungal overgrowth, had rashes all over me, had mold illness, had, you know, PTSD. I mean, the list goes on and on. So if you have any questions about my background, go to my website, endsickness.org. You can go to the About Author page. You can see everything I went through, my before and after pictures, the summary of what I went through with my daughter as well, how I helped her recover. And hopefully I'll see you at future videos here. Take care.